the one truth that changes everything. Have you ever felt like you're searching for something, but you're not even sure what it is? Like there's a truth just out of reach, a feeling deep inside that whispers, there's more to this life. Maybe you've had moments where you felt an unexplainable connection to the universe, like standing under a starlit sky and sensing something far greater than yourself. Or perhaps you've experienced a coincidence so perfect, it felt like the universe was sending you a message. Well, my friend, welcome to the world of Sufism, where the search for truth isn't about adding more to your life, but peeling away the layers to reveal what's been there all along. Let's start with a fundamental shift in perspective. What if I told you that every name you've ever heard for God, Allah, Buddha, Brahma, God, the universe, is talking about the same infinite presence? Sufism teaches that God is beyond labels, beyond human-made boundaries. The divine isn't just in temples, churches, or mosques. It's in the sun, the trees, the fire, even in your morning cup of coffee. Yes, really. Sufis see God in all things and recognize that no single name or form can capture the limitless essence of the divine. So, why argue over whose name is right when we're all trying to describe the same infinite reality? But how do we connect with this divine presence? Through love. Imagine loving something so deeply that it changes how you see the world. Not just romantic love, but a love that makes everything feel connected. That's the Sufi way. Sufis walk a path of love, where every moment, good or bad, is a step toward understanding the divine. They don't just believe in love, they live it. They see the universe as a reflection of the beloved God, and every experience is a chance to draw closer. Even heartbreak? Yep. Even a bad day? Absolutely. Because every challenge is an invitation to see beyond the illusion. Now here's something that will shift the way you think about spirituality forever. Ever tried to find something only to realize it was in your pocket the whole time? That's exactly how Sufis describe our relationship with God. We think we need to search for the divine out there somewhere, but in reality, it's been within us all along. There's a famous Sufi saying, if you wish to see God, look within. Your own consciousness, your breath, your ability to love and wonder, it's all a reflection of the divine presence. So instead of running around looking for answers, try sitting in silence and listening. You might be surprised at what you find. You don't need to find a guru in a cave to gain wisdom, because life itself is your teacher. Think wisdom only comes from spiritual gurus sitting in caves? Think again. Sufis believe that every person, every situation, every mistake is a teacher. Your annoying neighbor, a teacher in patience. Your heartbreak, a lesson in resilience. That moment when you realized eating 6 donuts in one sitting was a mistake? Yep, wisdom was gained that day. True learning isn't about memorizing scriptures. It's about seeing life as a sacred classroom, where everything and everyone is guiding you back to truth. If you've ever wondered where the ultimate truth is written, here's your answer. Picture this. You're standing outside, feeling the wind on your face, watching the waves move, listening to the leaves whisper. Congratulations, you're reading the real holy book, the sacred manuscript of nature. Sufis say that while written scriptures are valuable, the ultimate truth is written in the universe itself. Every tree, every bird, every sunrise is a divine revelation. So, instead of just reading about spirituality, step outside and experience it. Listen, I just want to take a moment to express my gratitude to all of you for staying with me on this journey. Your curiosity and willingness to explore these ideas help weave a tapestry of connected souls striving for deeper understanding. Thank you for your courage, your openness, and for being a vital part of this collective transformation. The road to understanding Sufism and connecting with spiritual truth is not a solitary one. Each comment, each shared experience, and each moment of reflection contributes to a larger shared consciousness. So, as we move forward, tell me in the comments, what's one spiritual lesson that has changed your perspective on life? Up next, in Chapter 2, we dive deeper into the secrets of self-discovery and the one practice that can transform your entire spiritual journey. Stay tuned, because this is where things get even more mind-blowing. The hidden door to the divine. What if I told you that the greatest spiritual secret isn't in a book, a temple, or even in some ancient mystical text, but in you? Think about it. Have you ever had a moment where you suddenly felt an overwhelming sense of peace for no reason at all? Maybe you were sitting in silence, watching the sun rise, or even lost in thought during a quiet moment, and suddenly, everything just felt right. Like the universe was whispering, "You're exactly where you need to be." Or perhaps you've searched for answers in every possible way: books, teachers, rituals. But the real breakthrough happened in an unexpected moment of deep self-awareness. Maybe it was during heartbreak, loss, or even just staring into your own reflection, realizing there's something much deeper behind your eyes. That's right. The path to the divine is already within you. The problem? Most of us are so busy looking outside for answers that we completely miss the hidden door inside ourselves. Sufism isn't about adding more spiritual knowledge. It's about removing the blindfolds that keep us from seeing what's been there all along. Let's open that door, shall we? So, where do we start? With silence. Ever notice how the most profound moments in life are silent? Watching the stars, sitting by the ocean, holding someone you love. That's because God doesn't shout, God whispers. And the only way to hear that whisper is to get quiet. Sufis believe that silence isn't just the absence of noise. It's a doorway to the divine. The more you embrace stillness, the more you start tuning in to a frequency that's always been there. Try it. Sit in silence for just 5 minutes a day. You might be surprised at what you hear. But if silence is the key, why is it so hard to sit still? Because of one thing, the ego. You know that little voice in your head that always needs to be right? The one that gets offended, judges others, and constantly worries about what people think? That's the ego. And according to Sufism, it's the biggest illusion keeping you from experiencing the divine. Sufis call the ego nafs. It's like a stubborn little child who always wants attention. The more you feed it, the more it controls you. The solution? Stop identifying with it. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fears. You are not your past mistakes. The real you is beyond all that. And when you stop taking the ego so seriously, you start seeing life through the eyes of the divine. If the ego is what separates us, then what unites us? Love. Most people think love is just a feeling that comes and goes. Sufis know better. Love isn't something you have. It's something you are. Think of the sun. Does it decide who to shine on? Nope. It just shines. That's how Sufi love works. It doesn't pick and choose who's worthy. It loves because that's its nature. When you start seeing love as a way of being instead of just an emotion, your entire experience of life changes. You don't wait for love, you become it. And that, my friend, is one of the biggest spiritual secrets of all. But what if you could experience divine presence at any moment? You can, through your breath. What's the one thing you do every second of every day without even thinking about it? Breathing. And guess what? Your breath is way more powerful than you realize. Sufis use breathwork, zikr, as a way to connect with the divine. Why? Because your breath is the one thing that's always happening in the present moment. Try this. Take a slow, deep breath in, and then let it out. Feels good, right? That's because your breath is your direct connection to life itself. Focus on it, and you'll start feeling more present, more aware, and more connected to something bigger than yourself. So if love is the answer, why do we still struggle? Because there's a battle happening within. Forget the battles of the outside world. The biggest fight is happening inside your own mind. Sufis talk about jihad al-nafs, which means the struggle against the lower self. This isn't about fighting others. It's about overcoming your own negativity, fears, and selfish desires. Ever notice how the hardest thing in the world is controlling your own impulses? That's because real strength isn't about defeating others. It's about mastering yourself. The moment you start working on your inner world, everything in your outer world begins to change. That's the real battlefield, and it's where true transformation happens. And hey, if you've made it this far, you're not here by accident. You're on a path of deep spiritual awakening, and I want to acknowledge you for that. The journey of self-discovery isn't always easy, but every insight, every challenge, every moment of awareness is bringing you closer to the truth of who you really are. So, tell me in the comments, what's one belief you've had about spirituality that's completely changed for you over time? I'd love to hear your thoughts. In the next chapter, we'll uncover the ultimate key to spiritual transformation, the one practice that brings everything together. Stay tuned, because this is where it all clicks into place. Chapter 3. The ultimate key to spiritual transformation. What if everything you thought you knew about life, about yourself, about reality itself, was only a fraction of the truth? Imagine this. One day, you wake up and everything feels different. You look around, and for the first time you realize you're not just a person living a life. You are life itself. The boundaries between you and the world start to blur. The fears, the doubts, the endless chase for meaning, they all start to dissolve. And what's left is something indescribable, something infinite. Or maybe you've had glimpses of it before. A moment so profound that for a split second, time stopped. And you felt something beyond words. A connection so deep that it made you question if you were ever truly separate from anything at all. Maybe it happened while staring at the ocean, feeling like the waves were breathing with you. Maybe it was during heartbreak, when the pain cracked you open so wide that you touched something far greater than your own suffering. Or maybe it was in complete silence, when for no reason at all you felt a presence, a love, so vast it made you want to weep. That feeling? That moment? That's the truth knocking at your door. And what if I told you that this isn't just a fleeting experience? What if this is your real state? The one final key that ties everything together. The truth that, once fully understood, will completely shatter every illusion and change the way you see life, spirituality, and even yourself. Forever. Are you ready? Because what you're about to discover will change everything. Let's start with the biggest misconception most people have: separation. Most people spend their entire lives searching for God. They look in temples, churches, mosques, scriptures, and sometimes even at the bottom of a wine glass. Hey, no judgment. But the great Sufi masters all say the same thing. You are not separate from the divine. Think about a wave in the ocean. Is it separate from the water? No. It is the ocean, just in a different form. That's you. You are not just a human having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Let that sink in. You've never been separate from God. You've just been looking in the wrong direction. And this illusion of separation doesn't just apply to God. It applies to everything. Think about it. How much of human conflict is built on this idea of me versus them? My religion versus your religion. My country versus your country. My beliefs versus your beliefs. My parking spot versus literally anyone else. But here's the truth. There is no other. There is only one. Sufis see all of existence as a single being wearing different masks. The same divine energy that created the stars is flowing through you right now. So why fight over illusions when we are all part of the same whole? Next time someone frustrates you, take a breath and ask yourself, what if this person is just another version of me, experiencing life in a different way? That little shift changes everything. But if everything is already one, why does life feel so chaotic? Because we resist it. Have you ever tried to control everything in your life only to watch it all spiral out of control anyway? Yeah, same. Here's what Sufis figured out a long time ago. The tighter you hold on, the more life resists. But the moment you surrender, that's when the magic happens. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting. It means realizing that you're not the one running the show. Something far greater is. Try this. Instead of fighting against life, flow with it. The obstacles? Maybe they're not obstacles at all. Maybe they're divine redirections. The delays? Maybe they're hidden blessings. When you stop resisting and start trusting, life becomes a dance instead of a battle. But how do we know when to surrender and when to take action? That's where intuition comes in. Ever get a gut feeling about something? A little voice nudging you in a certain direction? That's not random. That's divine guidance. Sufis believe the universe is always communicating with us, through signs, through people, through our own intuition. The problem? We're usually too distracted to notice. If you've ever said, I wish the universe would just send me a sign, newsflash, it already has. You just weren't paying attention. Want to start tuning in? Slow down, pay attention. The answers you're looking for are already around you. And at the core of all of this, beyond surrender, beyond intuition, there is only one truth: love. Not just romantic love, not just love for your family, but love as the very fabric of existence. Sufis say that the entire universe was created out of love, and our purpose is simply to return to that love. It's the force behind every act of kindness, every moment of joy, every experience of deep connection. Think about it. When you strip away all the distractions, what else really matters? Money, status, success. None of it compares to the feeling of genuine love and connection. So here's the big question. What would your life look like if you chose love in every situation? Love over fear, love over ego, love over judgment. Try it and watch your entire world transform. Wow. You made it to the end of this journey, and that means something. You didn't just stumble upon this, you were meant to be here. Your spiritual journey is unfolding exactly as it should. And the fact that you're even thinking about these things means you're already awakening to something deeper. So before you go, tell me in the comments, what's the biggest spiritual lesson you've learned in your life so far? Let's share, let's connect, and let's grow together. The journey never ends. Sufism teaches that there is no final destination, no single moment where you arrive. Because awakening isn't a place, it's a process. So until next time, keep questioning, keep seeking, keep expanding. And remember, you are already exactly where you need to be. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. See you on the next journey.